Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Might be a billion years late on this, but better late than never to cover the Steam summer sale. There are a lot of great deals, and we're taking a look at deals under the price of $3. As always with these sales, there are a lot more games under the price of $3 than the 10 that I'm looking at in this video. Maybe I'll do a follow-up, we'll see how this one's received, but I probably should hit the other price tiers first. But without further ado, let's get right into it and want to kick things off. 85% off Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut is an awesome RPG to pick up. Human Revolution was a fantastic game with a great story, great music, and solid gameplay as well, and this Director's Cut has some additional content in it as well, I believe, dev commentary on there if that's something you're into. But excellent action RPG here, highly recommended, especially if you're into that sci-fi genre. You're really going to enjoy this one. I mean, I picked it up for $60 back when it came out, all the way back on the PlayStation 3, then I bought it again on PC, and it's just a fantastic game for $3. It's a no-brainer. Next up, we have Dishonored, which is 70% off for $2.99. There is the Dishonored Definitive Edition for 70% off as well for $6. That includes some DLC content, so if you do want to check that out, feel free to, but Dishonored is an awesome game. Another game, to give you guys an idea of how long ago I picked up Dishonored, I went to my local Target and I got a physical copy of Dishonored. Yes, that's a throwback, but another game I paid the $60 for, and now it's down to $3, which is kind of wild to see. But Dishonored is an excellent action game that you can play in a variety of different ways. You can play it more stealthy, you can play it just, running and slicing everything up. It's really up to you. However, going the stealth route is probably the best way to experience the game, so bear that in mind, and $3 for Dishonored I think is a great pickup, so definitely give that a shout. Next up, The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition is 85% off for $3. Now, obviously, this game is far more linear than Witcher 3. That is really the main difference here. But Witcher 2 still holds up rather well. From a visual standpoint, it still looks great. I was playing it a few months ago, and I was like, dang, this game still looks really good. And I would give it a look, especially if you're one of those people that have only played Witcher 3 and you never went back and played Witcher 2, go back and play Witcher 2. It still holds up relatively well. The real issue arises is when you go back and play Witcher 1. Witcher 1, that's a little bit hard to get into, but Witcher 2 still holds up pretty well, and for $3, I think it is a great deal, so go have at it on that. Just Cause 3, 85% off for $2.99. Just Cause 3 was one of the worst PC ports of all time when it came out back in 2015, but since then it has gotten considerably better, and when you fundamentally assess the game, it is a great open world action adventure game. This is a game that you don't have to take too seriously. You're not going to get super immersed into the story of Rico Rodriguez. What you're going into this game for is the fun factor, the open world to explore, and the mayhem that is going to be caused. The destructibility is top notch, and there are a lot of explosions that you're going to make, and if that sounds like your cup of tea, you're going to have a lot of fun with Just Cause 3, and for $3, it's definitely a good one to check out, especially if you're looking for something a little more no-nonsense. Next up, Sonic Adventure 2, 75% off for $2.49. Baby, we gotta throw a throwback in here. Sonic Adventure 2 was one of those games I grew up playing, like on the GameCube way back in the day, and it was a great game, and it still is a great platformer to this day. You've got an awesome soundtrack in there as well, and it's just a classic. If you never played it, go back and give it a look, and if you have if you have a lot of nostalgic memories with it, then get it on PC and revisit it for $2.49. I think that's a great deal. Next up, Undertale is 70% off for $2.99. This is a game that at this point has become pretty famous and a lot of people know about it. It has, that old school presentation style, but it's a game that is pretty dark and, is pretty engrossing as well. It's a RPG where, visually it's not going to really hook you, but it's a game that I think everyone should play. I mean, there's a reason why it has 136,000 Steam reviews and an overwhelmingly positive reception. Like, that is a staggering reception, and a 92 on Metacritic. For $2.99, this is a good pickup, especially because this game was holding up in price for quite a while. Now is a good time to give it a go. Next up, Castle Crashers, 80% off for $2.99. Another classic, ideally to be played with friends, but therein lies the best part about it. You can buy the Castle Crashers 4-pack, which is 76% off for $10.79, so you can actually end up saving some money. Castle Crashers is such a fantastic game that is timeless. This game came out back in like 2009 or 2010, maybe even earlier than that on the Xbox 360, and it still holds up so well. Yes, on the surface it looks incredibly simplistic, but this game has one of the best replayability to it that I've ever seen in a video game. Like, I can find myself always going back to it, but this is a game you definitely want to play with a couple of friends. You want to crack open a couple of beers and you want to have a good time with it, because that's exactly what Castle Crashers is going to offer you. $3, no-brainer on that one. Next up, Left 4 Dead 2, 80% off for $2. Another game that is timeless and has so much longevity attached to it, given the fact that the modding community to Left 4 Dead 2 is incredible, and that's why it makes this game absolutely timeless. Like, even if you go back into it today, you're gonna find a lot of things to like. Sure, from a visual standpoint, it doesn't hold up great, given that it came out in like 2009. That doesn't matter. From a gameplay standpoint, from how fun it is, jump in with a couple of friends and you're gonna have a great time. Again, Left 4 Dead 2, much like Castle Crashers, a game that you do have to play cooperatively, but still, it's gonna offer you a ton of great content. And again, with how incredible the modding scene is to that game, you're just gonna have so much longevity attached to it just naturally. Next up, we have Tomb Raider, which is 85% off for $2.24. I've loved Tomb Raider since the reboot, and the trilogy kicked off really nicely with this release back in 2013. It's a great game that has a variety of different gameplay elements. You'll have your platforming sequences, puzzle sequences, action elements to it as well. Very much akin to an Uncharted game, but Tomb Raider did, you know, start way before Uncharted, so take that into account. I remember a lot of people were like, this is just an Uncharted ripoff. Well, Tomb Raider's been around since the 90s, so yeah, you gotta factor that in. But the game's great, and then after you beat 2013's Tomb Raider, you can go and play Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is excellent. And Shadow of the Tomb Raider, while it does falter in some areas, is still a pretty decent little game, and I would recommend that as well. But $2.24 for Tomb Raider here, definitely a good pickup. And lastly, a game that I talked about a little bit going into the summer sale, that is Enslaved Odyssey to the West. We have the premium edition here. This is a game that I picked up way back in the day on PlayStation 3, and I had a fantastic time with it. And then out of nowhere, Bandai Namco brought it to PC back in 2013, and it was a pretty good release on PC. Not the greatest port in the world, but the game itself is so good that I do want to give this a recommendation. It's a post-apocalyptic action-adventure game. You've got some puzzles in there as well, and it's got a pretty good story, although the ending is a little bit the gameplay itself is really good, and it's featured in a post-apocalyptic world. However, this is a game that is incredibly colorful and not like, let's say, a Fallout where it's a little bit darker of a world. Both the styles can work, but I really liked how colorful Enslaved Odyssey to the West was. A lot of great combat in here as well, and I just thought it was a fantastic game. And if you've never played it, imagine a lot of you guys haven't, definitely go and give it a look. $3 for it is a great pickup. And that's gonna wrap up this one. Again, sorry guys, got a lot of things going on right now, so was a little bit late on this. Under $3 games are pretty good here. Definitely go check it out. And the summer sale is going to last for quite a bit longer, until July 8th, so I got some time to do some other videos as well, so be on the lookout for that. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.